Madam Wan.
Madam Wan, good morning. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. How are you?
I'm good, Alhamdulillah. How about you?
I'm fine. Thank you.
I'm fine.
Okay.
All right.
Madam Wan, okay. What our topic today for the Fun Friday with English?
All right. So meeting again for Fun Friday with English. So for today's session, our topic is on question tags.
Question tags.
Yes, question tags.
Okay.
Okay, for those who are wondering what is question tags, so question tags are short questions that we put on at the end of sentences. For example, contohnya, oh, DJ Erin is beautiful, isn't it? Isn't it is very common, you know, being spoken among Malaysians. Kita selalu cakap, isn't it? And actually, isn't it is wrong. Okay, if I say DJ Erin is beautiful, isn't she?
Isn't
she?
I see.
Okay, so today, for today's session, we are going to discuss the rules. Okay, if the sentence goes like this, so how the question text should be. Okay, so after this, we will be going through a few rules with the examples. Okay, so that you can understand this better.
Okay, so semua dah tahu apa kita punya topik hari ni, question tags. Miss Madam Wan pun dah intro.
Miss Wan also can lah.
Yeah.
Because I see you have difficulty in saying Madam Wan, so Miss also can. That's a compliment.
because I used to since a long time ago.
Yelah, I have been Miss for so many years, right?
Okay lah, kita berehat dulu dan kita kembali selepas ini bersama dengan Miss Wan.
Miss Wan.
Miss Wan FM Fun Friday with English.
Marah lagi aku ni.
Informative. Okay, question tags.
Question tags, yes.
Okay.
All right, so coming back with our topic, question tags. Now let's discuss the rule. The rule of how can we form question tags. All right? Okay, so we add a clause in the form of questions. A clause means a sentence lah. In the form of a questions at the end of a sentence. Okay? Just like the example that I gave just now. DJ Erin is beautiful, isn't she? Okay, so that's the clause that we add at the end of the sentence. If the main parts of the sentence is positive, we usually add a negative question text. For example, it's a bit early, isn't it? Isn't is not it. Isn't it? Bukankah begitu? Awal kan? Betul tak? Macam tu lah, more or less. So, it's a bit early, that's a positive sentence. So we say, isn't it? But on the other hand, if the main part is negative, we usually add a positive question text. For example, Mom isn't in trouble, is she?
Mom is in trouble.
Mom is not in trouble, is she? Oh, Mak bukan dalam masalah kan? Mak tak ada masalah kan? Betul tak? Macam tu. So if the main part is negative, dah memang negatif dah. Mom is not in trouble, is not comes first. So we usually add a positive question text. Yang belakang tu positif. Is she? Kita tak pakai is not she. So we don't use isn't she. Okay, but on the other hand, if we the main part, the sentence, the normal one is already in positive, okay, it's a bit early, isn't it? So the question comes in negative, isn't it? Bukankah begitu? Oh, awal lagi lah, bukankah begitu? Or in bahasa, awal lagi lah, betul tak? Macam tu lah, more or less. But that's how it goes. The rules is like that. If the clause in the form of questions, if the main parts of the sentence is positive, then we usually add a negative question text. And on the other hand, if the main part is negative, so we usually add a positive question text. And that seems easy. Nampak macam mudah. Okay, but we actually need to think about what verb to use in the text. Is ke, do ke, kan? Does she? Is she? Isn't she? Okay, didn't we? So we have to think the verb to use in the text. And there are a few types of verbs. We have action verb, we have, speaking of verb, we have action verb, we have verb to do, we have verb to be, we have verb to have. Verb to have consists of a few verb like have, has, had. Verb to do consists of a few too, like do, does, and did. Verb to be consists of a few too, like is, are, was, were. Another one? For I.
Am.
Yes,
Yes.
am. Is, are, was, were, am. So action verb, as we know, action verb is something that can be seen, like drink, I speak, I sit, I walk. So those are all action verbs. All right. So, for example, if for example, we can say that you are at home last night. No, not last night. You are at home, aren't you? Sebab are is used in the previous sentence. You are at home, aren't you? Bukankah begitu? Betul tak? Macam tu. You kat rumah kan? Okay.
Then how should we answer? Yes, I am.
Yes, I am. Because I am. Yes, I am. You are at home, aren't you? Okay, so probably we can say itu untuk verb to be. That is for verb to be. But let's say the question goes with someone doing something. Someone doing something. Doing means verb to do. Automatically verb to do. Okay. Probably you swept the floor. Kita tak kata swept you. We didn't say that kan.
Swept you is sapu kita lah.
Kan? You swept the floor. You swept the floor just now. Oh, you sapu sampah. You sapu lantai ya tadi. Bukankah begitu? You swept the floor. Didn't you? Kita pakai didn't you. Automatically didn't you. Because you did something and it was in the past. The sentence was in the past. You swept the floor is something that you did. So the question text goes didn't you? That's how it goes. More examples I can give. We told you not to drive on your own. I told you not to drive on your own. Didn't I? Saya dah pesan dah, jangan drive sendiri. Kan saya dah pesan kan? Macam tu. Didn't I? Ada kan saya pesan kan? Didn't I?
It's like macam you nak it's something like you force someone to admit. Is it just like that?
We put some emphasis. Okay, we put some emphasis to the sentence, probably to reassure. Okay, to get confirmation.
Because sometimes from the question, it's like it can influence people to answer.
Yes, correct. Betul? There's something unique about the question text is it's on the verb and the intonation that convey the intention. Dia menyampaikan niat kita. For example, okay, you are from Beijing, aren't you? Okay, let's say my intonation was going down, aren't you? It shows what? It shows that I'm not so sure. Okay?
Or you want to ask something, but you're not sure.
You're not so sure.
Actually, it's like you play safe for yourself.
Yes.
Tak ada sure sangat. Oh, I tak adalah tahu-tahu sangat kan.
And that's a falling intonation. But let's say I'm using rising intonation, so probably I can say, you are from Beijing, aren't you? So it was full of excitement, and I can say that I am very sure that you are from Beijing. So the intonation sometimes can show the level of our confidence when speaking, when using question text, and probably the intonation can also say so much about our feelings. For example, I told you not to drive on your own, didn't I? So it shows anger, some anger there. Probably when she drove on her own, she met an accident. She involved in an accident. So I didn't like it. So there's some sense of anger there. So didn't I? So macam marah a bit. Okay. So question text not sometimes, most of the times are used to show emotion. So there are ways why there are reasons why we use question text actually. Okay.
Okay, apa kata kita berehat dulu, Madam Wan?
Yes.
Boleh dah ni. Dengarkan lagu ini daripada Mahir Zain, The Chosen One. Okay, kita masih tunggu sebenarnya live, tapi ada masalah sikit dengan kita punya sistem ni. Tak apalah.
It's okay. We're facing some technical problems.
Yeah, Miss Wan, I think you kena mandi bunga lepas ni.
Ada mandi air hujan dah semalam.
Okay, let's continue.
Alright, so for those who just listen to us, we are now discussing, I would say, a very close to our daily lives topic, which is question tags. Question tags, for everyone's informations, are short question at the end of statements, and they are mainly used in speech when we want to. Okay, we use question tags for two reasons. The first one is when we are about to confirm whether something is true or not, and secondly, just like what you said, DJ, it's we would like to invoke a reply. Okay, we encourage a reply from the person we are speaking to, because when we say, "Oh, she's beautiful, isn't she?" So we would somehow encourage someone to reply whether it is true or not. Okay, a response. Okay, anyway, question tags. There are a lot of different question tags. We have isn't it? We have isn't she? We have isn't he? We have didn't we? We have aren't I? So it takes variety of question tags that we can use, but how to determine which one is correct, which one is the most appropriate. Okay. Just now we discussed on the first rule, which is on the positive and negative aspect. I said if the sentence is in positive, the question text should be in negative. While on the other hand, if the statement is in positive tone, and then the question text need to be in negative tone. For example, he's a doctor, isn't he? Okay. He's a doctor, positive, isn't he? Since we have the word not, so it is in negative. And while on the other hand, okay, she is not coming. Dia tak datang. She's not coming, isn't she? Isn't she is wrong. Is she is correct.
Is she?
Is she? Because is not dah dekat depan
yes.
kan? She's not coming, is she? Okay, dia tak datang. But you know what? Okay, the common mistake done by Malaysian especially, we tend to generalize the question text with isn't it? Everything needs to be isn't it? Which is wrong. She's not coming, isn't it? She's not coming, is she? That's the correct way. So after this, probably after listening to us, you may correct our way of saying our question tags, so that we can develop a proper way of using English. All right. And second rule is regarding the kinds of verbs. We have verbs that we call action verb. We have verb to do, verb to be, and verb to have, which we call these three as auxiliary verb. Auxiliary verb, verb tambahan. Okay, action verb are verbs that can be seen like sit, walk, write, speak, whatsoever lah. But auxiliary verb are verbs which we cannot see. For example, verb to be, we have is, are, was, will, am. Verb to do, does, did. Verb to have, has, had. And with auxiliary verb, if the question text uses the same verb as the main part of the sentence, dia kena pakai benda yang sama with the question text. If the statement ada auxiliary verb, for example, I give example so that we can see this clearer. He had met him before. Dia dah jumpa dia sebelum ni. He had met him before. Hadn't he? Kita ulang balik had tu jadi belakang. Had not he? Hadn't he? Or probably we can say, oh, they were not here. Were they? Ambil balik were tu. Okay, so were is categorized under verb to be. So if we use verb to be in front, like they weren't here, were they? Guna balik dekat question text. Okay, were they? Rather than isn't it, which is wrong. Okay, more example I can give. This is not working. Is it? Yang ni betul. Is it? Because is not working. Kita pakai is dah. in the statement, then we say for the question text we can use is it. Okay, we can use the is it, the is. They have gone away for a few days, haven't they? Because they have. Kita pakai have. So at the question text we use have. Haven't they? Okay, and here we apply the previous rule, which is the positive and negative. For example, this is not working, is it? Kita tak pakai isn't it because it's not dah ada kat sebelum tu. This isn't working, is it? They were not here. They weren't here. Dia orang tak ada kat sini. Were they? Kita tak kata weren't they? Okay, because were not have been used before. Alright, that is with auxiliary verb. Next rule is without auxiliary verb, which means dia pakai action verb. For example, I said that. I said that. We didn't say said not I. Beli. I said that, didn't I? Because said in past tense, so instead of do, does, did, the most proper one is did not. Okay, didn't I? You don't recognize me. Erin, you don't recognize me. Do you? Because kita pakai do kat depan. You do not recognize me. Do you? Kita tak pakai don't you. Because sebelum tu dah don't. It's either one, right? Kalau kat depan negative, belakang positive.
So technical.
So technical. But itulah. She eats meat. Dia makan daging. Doesn't she? We use doesn't because she is singular. She seorang. Kita tak. Okay, we can't say she eats meat. Didn't she? Is wrong because it is present. There are so many aspects that we have to look into. So that is why you said technical. Very technical. I agree with that.
Okay, jom kita berehat dulu dan kita dengarkan lagu ni di My Suara FM, Citra Generasi Informatif.
Stay tuned.
Citra Generasi Informatif 10.43 pagi. Kita dah bersiaran secara live sekarang. Kalau anda boleh saksikan kami secara live di Facebook My Suara FM. Bersama saya ketika ini kita punya Madam English. Naik pangkat dah.
From Miss to Madam.
Miss to Madam. It's a good position, is it?
It's a compliment anyway.
Okay.
Alright. So moving on. For those who just listened to us, we are now discussing, I would say, one of the interesting topics, which is close to our life, a question tags. Okay, and there are a few reasons why we use question tags. Okay, for those who might not know what question tags are short questions at the end of statements. All right, and they are mainly used in speech when we want to confirm that something is true or not, or to encourage a reply from the person that we are speaking to. Okay, so cut it short, we have actually discussed a few rules of how we can apply, of how to form a question text in our sentences, in our discussions, in our conversations. All right, so we have discussed about the negative and positive, and sentences without auxiliary verbs and with auxiliary verb. And now moving on, we have another one which is with modal verbs. What is modal verbs, if you still remember?
Models.
Models. You know, right?
I still remember.
Okay.
I still remember the topic.
we had this topic in previous slide.
I try to remember. Can you give me a clue?
Okay, I give one. Can.
A can?
Can.
Oh, can.
We have can.
Couldn't, is it?
Yes, we
couldn't,
have can.
Would not.
Yes,
something like that.
Can. Can is present. Past is could.
Okay.
We have will, would.
Yes.
How about may? May is present form, and the past form is might.
Might.
May, might, can, could, shall, should.
Okay.
So those are called modal verbs, ladies and gentlemen. All right. If there is a modal verb in the main parts of the sentence, the question text uses the same modal verb. Kalau modal digunakan in the statement, then the question text need to use modal too. This is very easy. For example, hey Erin, you won't tell anyone. Will you?
Okay, at the first, would.
Won't means will not, right?
Okay.
So you will not tell anyone. Erin, you will not tell anyone, will you?
Okay.
Okay. It's the same concept applied for, Have you had breakfast? You have had breakfast, hadn't you? For example.
Okay.
So kalau auxiliary verb like verb to have is used, so we have to use the same thing, right? So the same thing applied for modal verbs. Let's say if we use certain model, okay, we have a few types of models like can, would, will, shall, should. Okay, let's say for this one we use will. Erin, you will not tell anyone, will you?
You will not, or you would.
You will not.
You will not, and then after that also
Will. Yes.
Okay, you will
now-
not tell anyone, will you?
Will you?
You might be.
You might be here late. Might not
Might.
you?
Might not. Still might. So.
Still might.
Okay.
But it's a matter of whether it is positive or negative.
I see.
Okay, just the rule here. We have to apply the rule, the previous one, the first rule.
I need to do more exercise for this. I
Yes,
think.
I'll give you homework after this. Don't worry. All right. Another example that I can share here is they could not hear me. Could they? They couldn't hear me. Could they? We have to use could they, not could not, because could not has come earlier. Could not dah ada kat sebelum tu. They could not hear me. Could they? All right. You won't tell
So
anyone.
could not is we consider it as negative.
Yes.
Then could you?
Yes, and the question text need to be positive, right? Could they? Could only.
Okay.
Now you get it.
Okay. Yeah.
Almost there.
Like I said just now, I need to do more exercise for this.
Yes, you would somehow digest this. Okay. All right. So that is one of the rules of using a question text with modal verb. We have another rule, okay, when the statement deals with I am.
Okay. Will
Okay.
I am.
I am.
Okay.
All right. This is, I would say, one of the exceptions, special one. Be careful with question text with sentences that start I am. Okay. The question text for I am, kita tak pakai I am kat belakang.
Okay.
We won't be using the same thing. Kan before this, I tell you, we have to repeat the same thing. Like, you will not tell anyone, will you? Okay, so I am would be something different because I would always be special. I'm the fastest. Let's say the statement goes, I'm the fastest. Am I? No, we don't say that. But instead, we say, aren't I?
Aaron.
Yes, Aaron, not Erin.
Oh, okay.
Aren't. Aren't I? Okay.
Am I look energetic today?
Nah. No, that's a question.
Okay.
The question
So the-
tag simple je kat belakang.
Okay. How?
I am energetic today, aren't I?
Okay. First is a statement.
Yeah, first the
Then
statement.
after that is a question.
Yeah, that's what we call question tag. Simple one. Just to confirm the statement.
We
the
must
previous
start with the statement first.
Yes, statement
Then we
first.
after that is like we
As-
deny
yeah,
something like it's not
not
it's
deny,
kind
but
of
we put emphasize.
like
Like to confirm lah. Okay.
mula-mula ayat confident je lah.
Yeah, it can be statement lah. I'm the fastest, aren't I? I am beautiful, aren't I? For example. Okay, what else? But that is for something that you use I am. Let's say you don't use I am. I did the chores just now. Saya yang buat kerja-kerja tu semua. I did the chores just now. Did I? You macam nak confirmkan dengan someone else who might have witnessed what you have done. So you try to get confirmation. I did that. Did I? So
Did I?
Did I? Yes. It's so you. That is so you. Alright. So that's I would say one of the exception. Exceptions means pengecualian, which we don't really follow the rules when it comes to I am because it's spatial. Aren't I? I am special. Aren't I? So now we know.
Masa you ask aren't I?
That's how we apply the intonation with the facial expression.
That's why I say is try to influence somebody.
Yes. We encourage people to reply, isn't it? See, isn't it? Sikit, isn't it? That's the thing with Malaysian. The question tags have to always be isn't it? While we have actually a variety of options that we can choose. Okay, instead of just isn't it always, isn't it? It's wrong. Okay, so try to use the correct one after this.
Okay, jom kita berehat dulu dan kita kembali selepas ni, Miss Wan.
Alright, so stay tuned everyone.
My Suara FM Citra Generasi Informatif. Okay, Miss Wan, we only left 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Alright. Oh, time has been so envious to us.
Envious.
Envious. What's that?
Cemburu.
Yes,
Cemburu.
jealousy.
What does it-
Correct.
How to spell it?
E-N.
E-N?
The original word is E-N-V-I. Envy.
Envy. Okay.
And then I make it
Envious.
cemburu, yes.
Oh.
And then to make it an adjective, envious.
E-N-V-I-O-U-S. Envious. Okay.
All
This
right.
is the adjective, okay?
Adjective.
Okay.
All right. So for those who just listen to us, just listen to us. We are now at the end.
At the corner, last corner.
We are now at the end of our slot. All right. So we are discussing question tags topic, and as I told you, they are mainly used in speech when we want to confirm that something is true or not. Do not get confused with questions and question tags. Questions can be something like, you put the question tags, the question sign, okay, tanda soal tu at the end of the sentence. While question tags is something that comes after a statement is given.
That's it.
And question tags,
You
nama
have
pun
to
text.
start with the statement
Yeah,
first. Then
statement
after that,
comes
you
first.
ask question.
Then a simple clause macam aren't you, isn't it, isn't she? That's what we call question tags. Not
Can we say the question tag is one way how you want to confirm something?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. They are mainly used in speech when we want to confirm something is true or not. That is firstly. Secondly is to encourage a reply from the person that we are speaking to. So there are two reasons why we are using question tags. And do not get confused. Question tags is a clause that follow a statement. And it's normally very short. All right. And question tags are there are a few rules that can form question tags. Question tags are formed with the auxiliary verb. It can be without auxiliary verb, which means we use action verb directly, or we can use modal verb, okay, from the statement and the appropriate subject. And just to bear in mind, okay, for those who use question tags, a positive statement is followed by a negative question tags. I have been repeating this many
It's
times.
like a maths. Positive, negative,
Yes.
negative,
Positive, yes,
yeah.
correct.
Okay.
Example, Jack is from Spain, isn't she? She pula Jack. Jack is from Spain, isn't he? Isn't at the back because is positive in the statement, okay, in the earlier statement. And on the other hand, probably we can say, they aren't funny. Are they or aren't they? They are not funny. Are they or aren't they?
Are they?
Yes, correct. Why?
Because you put Aaron in the statement.
Yes, we have already used a negative statement in the previous sentence. So they are not funny, are they? Okay, we can't say they aren't funny, aren't they? So many aren't. All right, so we choose only one.
Because Aaron is only one.
Yeah, that's Aaron.
Okay, this one.
All right, and when the verb in the main sentence is in the present, so this is also something that we have to bear in mind. You play the guitar. Okay, we say don't or didn't you? You play the guitar. Play with.
Don't you?
Yes. Why don't you?
Because it's a present.
Yes, because play is without ed.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a present simple. So we form the question text with do or does. Do or does, okay, also depends on the subject. If the subject is singular, so we use does. If the subject is plural, then we use do.
Okay lah, boleh dulu exam lah.
Now you got it. You are a fast learner, Erin. And if the verb is in the past simple, so we use did. Like we went to cinema, didn't they? They went to the cinema, didn't they? Okay. Or probably we can say she studied in Malaysia. She studied in Malaysia. So what's the question text? Dia belajar is a perbuatan, something that she buat.
Did
Studied
study is a past
past tense. So
did
did or
didn't
yes,
didn't.
correct. Why did not?
Because first statement is a positive. She studied.
Yes, I'm so proud of you. You got it. She studied in New Zealand, didn't she?
Dapat nasi goreng petai pagi ni, upah.
Yes, I got nasi goreng petai for you.
Okay lah, Miss Wan.
All right. So I think that's all for today's session. I'm happy that I can share with you some rules and examples on how we can use question tags in our conversation. So please do not just listen to us. Please apply in your daily life, because I believe that to master the language isn't something similar to anything else that we learned. Language needs practice.
Yes, I agree with that.
Yes, please, practice makes perfect. Okay,
Yes.
we all know that. So practice using the language the correct way. If we know something is wrong, something that we have always say is not correct, so make it correct. All right, biasakan yang biasa. Biasakan yang betul.
Biasakan yang biasa.
Biasa that is wrong. Biasakan yang betul. So I think that's all for today. So with this, I end my slot with Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. InsyaAllah kita kembali lagi minggu depan bersama dengan Madam Wan dengan topik yang lebih menarik. Fun Friday with English. Mysore FM, Citra Generasi Informatif.